This is your weekly trip to paradise, Louisiana style, with Gary Risponi. Paradise, Louisiana is also brought to you by Baton Rouge Coca-Cola Bottling Company, Venice Car Wash and Oil Change, CCA Louisiana, and the CCA Louisiana Star Tournament, IMCO, and by Farm Bureau Insurance.
Welcome back to another edition of Paradise, Louisiana, coming to you from Superior Bait and Tackle here on Seagan Lane. I guess we can call this another Christmas edition. We just a few days away from Christmas while we're taping, so I got a few little items I thought make stuffings. I talked to Andre and Mark here, and we're going to show you little things for Christmas that you can still come by and get this week. Also, we lost another legend, the matriarch of the Delacroix Corporation, Mike and Tom Benj and his sister lost their mom. You're talking about a legendary lady from St. Bernard, New Orleans, former educator. I'm going to say a little bit more about her later in the show. So we're going to dedicate this show to Miss Dorothy Louise O'Toole Benj. Stay tuned. We got a lot to come up, a lot of duck reports. Bye.
For the thirsty, for those who hang out in packs, for heroes, for sidekicks, for those who see the glass half empty, for those who see it half full, for those on the right, for those on the left, for those with nicknames, for those with curves, for people that cycle, for people that recycle, for BFFs, for frenemies, for those with style, for lovers, for families, for big families, for everyone.
I've been asking him to change the oil for months now, and he never did. So I finally just went to Benny's. They even washed my car for free. And you know what? It was amazing. Yeah, I left Benny's and got home before Rob even knew I was gone.
Benny? Who the heck is Benny?
As members of a Touchstone Energy Cooperative, we've all got a job to do. And the more we work together, the more we save. That's the power of your co-op membership.
Demco, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative.
We're going to start off with a duck report. Now, I got a lot of calls. This past weekend was opening second split. I made my calls all over. We got a mixed bag. I'm going to run through them real quick. By the way, I always call Mike and find out, and that's when I found out his mother had passed. But I got some pictures of her when she was on duck hunt. She's a tremendous outdoors lady and loved Ducks Unlimited and anything that had to do with community work. So she just was a tremendous lady and one of the people I admired. I was wondering where all that tenacity that her boys had, they know it must have come from her too. So start off with Top Gun. Kobe Daniels, I ain't been receiving nothing from him, but he sent me a bunch of pictures. They must have had a few came in. He said that most of them came in Sunday. You know, right after that front moved in, he got Jacob and Rodney DuBois from Homer, Louisiana. He got Josh Banks and crew from Covington, Louisiana. They had 25 teal, 2 pintails, a mallet hen, and a speck. And then Drake Daniels and Jackson Marshall and Jack Lindsay, Simeon O'Mara, and I can't even read that Augusta. They come, oh no, I'm sorry, from Augusta, Georgia, and North Carolina. They had 15 teal, 6 pintail, 5 specks, and a snow. And those all came yesterday. This is Monday, they came on Sunday. This is very important. I called him, he usually gives me a lineup of what openings he had in the duck season. This second split, he says he don't have any. So that's good news for him, but the ducks in the area, he's still gonna give a report. He also told me that he might have cancellations, so try, but he's already booking conservation hunts. So, and that's Top Gun in Mer Rouge. In southwest Arkansas, Dwayne Chapman and them the last few weeks have been killing some greenheads. Not slaughtering, but they're killing close to the limit to their limit. They had 26 total ducks, mostly greenheads on Sunday. And here's a photo of Dylan Thomas that was with them. Buckley Kester, I talked to Buckley Kester. He's been tied up at work a lot, but ain't been going. But they got first reports. This came Highway 71. Not everybody, but some of the blinds in them were limited out, mostly teal and ducks, no mallards. So, but he's saying that they had some limits down there, and you had to pick your shots and be good. But he thinks this cold front's gonna move them in. They hadn't been there. Highway 71. Brian Briggs, he said there's no flight ducks in the area, but he's killing a few ducks. He kept feeling, he was at Teal Lake. He's had good Saturday and slowed down Sunday. He had 16 Saturday and 11 Sunday. Also, and the duck, old John, my brother and them over there, Duke Landry and them, I think they killed 3 teal and a couple spoonies, and then but Lewis, DJ and them who been killing ducks didn't do nothing. I talked to Mike Marton in the wood blind. They had a few wood ducks and 2 teal. So it wasn't good. But a little further up the road, my grandson Blake, he hunted Saturday. He had 9 ducks, but he came home for the Christmas party, and his brother-in-law and them up just north of Ville Platte, they limited it out Sunday. So after that, so Sunday was better back there. I just was here in the store, and Hayes Strawwitz came in, and he said they finally killed some ducks at Pona Fair. The tide was a little low, but they had a lot of ducks. They killed 29, most of them, mostly with teal and gadwall. And 5 of them killed 29, so that was a great hunt, one of the best I heard lately. The other reports I haven't been getting, but I guess the best report I got comes from Ryan Lambert. Lots of ducks, no mallards, but he's killing pintail, he's killing dabblers, they killing diamond ducks, they're killing every kind of duck you do. A lot of pintail, widgeon, gray ducks, teal. He's doing tremendous. He won't have any openings during the rest of December. He might have some for duck hunting in January. So it'll end in January, so you won't call him. And then, but another thing, the blasting cats, they killing the fish. I'll say that in the fishing report. I got a deer kill picture. My buddy, Louisiana hunter, Paul Petaliff, he was in Bienville Parish. He killed 176 pounds, 6-point, but didn't have but 2 times on the left antlers. It broke off during the fight. It should have been an 8-point. So thank you for that. Then when we come back, we're going to have a birthday. We're going to see a fishing report.
'Twas the night before deer hunting went all through the shack. Now the hunter was asleep yet. They had gear to unpack. Bring in the lanterns, put some wood on the fire. It's now 10 o'clock and soon time to retire. Roll out the sleeping bags. Your bunk is up here. Don't snore too loud. You'll scare away the deer. Before I knew it, the alarm rang with a clatter. Someone sprang from a bunk only to fall down the ladder. The coffee was brewing and eggs in the pan. I woke up the others and yelled, "Let's get hunting, man." Hey Josh, hey Bobby, hey Clinton, hey Sam and Chuck. Wake up, you lazy bones. Let's go get that big buck. So with long johns and wool socks on, I head to my stand, hoping soon a buck will appear just like I planned. It's cold out, I'm shivering, I think it might snow. After 4 cups of coffee, now I gotta go. It's 10 hours later, I ain't seen nothing all day. I thought I heard a twig snap, so I hope and I pray. And what before my bleary eyes should appear but a 14-point rack on the head of that deer. I raise up my rifle and sight him in quick, give the trigger a pull, and hear nothing but click. I pull it again as fast as I'm able, then realize my shells are still on the table. Well, the buck heard me swear, and with a flick of his tail, he gave a quick snort and disappeared down the trail. And I wearily exclaimed as it ran out of sight, "I'll see you next year, Shad. You got lucky tonight."
This is Don Dubuque asking you to join me as a member of the Coastal Conservation Association. For 30 years, CCA has worked in Louisiana to conserve our incredible fisheries, making sure that our fishing is great today and for generations to come. Whether looking out for redfish and specks, eliminating gill nets, building reefs across the coast, or work at the state capitol and in D.C., CCA is doing what's best for the fish and the sport we love so much. Your $30 membership will ensure that this work and our great fishing endures well into the future. Go to ccalouisiana.com and join CCA today.
We put faith in our vehicles to connect us. We understand how important it is to have transportation you can rely on. So no matter what the road ahead brings, we'll be there, offering you and your family the support that's made Farm Bureau Insurance a trusted name for over 70 years. You deserve more. You deserve a promise.
First cast. Oh, yeah, good. Good one. Good one. Good one, Pawpaw. So, let me tell you what we're up to this morning. I very rarely shoot multiple videos in the same area back to back, but those fish were so pretty last week. I had to get back in on it, but I wanted to try something different. We're going to try to look for a big one today. We're going to use a big bait, the Matrix, the Mega Matrix. We're going to bump it up to our 4-aught hook, the heavy wire that we carry. That's a good start. I popped it twice. First cast, patayow! He tattooed it. Let's see what we can do. That's a good one. Good head shaker. Good head shaker right there. Good fish. You know, nowadays, what we're used to is the big ones, like a 3-4 pounder. Bumping into those 6, 7, 8 pounders, they're just so incredibly rare. This is a nice fish right here. Solid 2 1/4. 2.5 pound chunk. He thumped it, light little tap, and that's pretty typical for big trout. It don't have to be the biggest slam in the world. Sometimes the biggest trout make the smallest little taps. That's why you got to pay attention to your line and really focus in on whenever that bait's hitting the bottom. We're using that big Mega Matrix on the 4/0 hook that we carry. It's a heavy wire hook made by H&H. The water's pretty clean, so right now I'd suggest any of our clear colors: Midnight Mullet, Magneto, Ultraviolet, Holy Jolie, Shrimp Creole. That's what I'd be honing in on, and that's what these big boys are honing in on. All right, the Mega is just a 4-inch bait, same mold as the Matrix, but a little bit longer. You want to use a little bit bigger hook. Again, that hook's going to come out about a full inch out the body, out the flat part. Hook goes up, tail goes down.
I've been asking him to change the oil for months now, and he never did. So I finally just went to Benny's. They even washed my car for free. And you know what? It was amazing. Yeah, I left Benny's and got home before Rob even knew I was gone.
Benny? Who the heck is Benny?
As members of a Touchstone Energy Cooperative, we've all got a job to do. And the more we work together, the more we save. That's the power of your co-op membership.
Demco, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative.
For the thirsty, for those who hang out in packs, for heroes, for sidekicks, for those who see the glass half empty, for those who see it half full, for those on the right, for those on the left, for those with nicknames, for those with curves, for people that cycle, for people that recycle, for BFFs, for frenemies, for those with style, for lovers, for families, for big families, for everyone.
We put faith in our vehicles to connect us. We understand how important it is to have transportation you can rely on. So no matter what the road ahead brings, we'll be there, offering you and your family the support that's made Farm Bureau Insurance a trusted name for over 70 years. You deserve more. You deserve a promise.
This is Don Dubuque asking you to join me as a member of the Coastal Conservation Association. For 30 years, CCA has worked in Louisiana to conserve our incredible fisheries, making sure that our fishing is great today and for generations to come. Whether looking out for redfish and specks, eliminating gill nets, building reefs across the coast, or work at the state capitol and in D.C., CCA is doing what's best for the fish and the sport we love so much. Your $30 membership will ensure that this work and our great fishing endures well into the future. Go to ccalouisiana.com and join CCA today.
Welcome back to Paradise, Louisiana, and the Berkeley Abu Garcia Fishing Report. Before I get started, I got a few pictures in. I was mentioning the photo contest for the youth. We got one that came in from my friend John Bernard with J.P. Vaughn. JP, I want you to contact me and tell me about this trip. Mr. John was saying how much fun he had. He started you off on brim down in Amelia and brought you up to catching redfish at T-Herbs down in Dulac. But I want to hear this from you. Either email me or whatever. Any of y'all want to email me your thoughts or anything, especially y'all kids, send me a picture. It's Gary, lowercase, at paradiselouisiana.com. All lowercase. Dulac Track, John Bernard and them, send another picture, bad price. Fishing Gulp with the glow, white glow, and the chartreuse tail under a 4-horse cork. Tom LeBlanc, he was doing good over there in Delacroix, and back in Gardere Bay and fishing 4-Horse Lake and them. finding the birds. The other day he thought the weather was perfect. He forgot the full moon was there. They found muddy water. They wound up in catching but a few trout. So thanks for that report, Tom LeBlanc. And he took a new guy there. I got to pronounce this name. His name is Clay Chabribre. Chavibre. Chabribre. Don't send me a name. Do it phonetically so I can say it. Lake Catherine, Lake Bourne, and Pontchartrain still the hottest place are going. I'm getting pictures and talking to my friends down there, my Biloxi Marsh, Captain Mike Brownlee. He's been fishing the trestles, the bridges, the shorelines, the points in Lake Catherine and Lake Bourne. He's fishing all over. Here's a picture he sent me this week of Rob McAllister and his nephews who he took them out as a comfort trip. The dad just lost their dad. So, and that was a great fish. You can see they fill that table up at the point. Point is also, by the way, Island Marina Point still getting trimmed. The Lodge, I got a report from Captain Lloyd Landry out in that area. They catching trout. Catch them in the canals going back. When you leave the landing in the Lodge and you're headed toward the cave in them, they catch them in the canal, wherever them run out to park, or they're going back in the marsh and catching a few fish. They're catching a few bass every now and then, but redfish, and they're getting their limits of spec. Captain Ryan told me, he's going to have blasts and casts in January, but the captains, when they come in, they're going out, all those captains are catching fish. They catch them in the east of the river, they catch them downriver, catch them west of the river. So just get in touch with Cajun Fishing Division, and got great trips. I got them down 3 and 4 star right now. Venice Marina, people downriver, going downriver, fishing the cuts, fishing the river itself. They're catching all kind of species. They're catching river cats. They're using plastics now. I'm catching river cats, or if you put a piece of shrimp on it, and they're doing real good. They're catching redfish. They're catching a few bass, but while they're fishing speck, they're not definitely fishing for bass. But the people that fishing bass, when the water gets low, they're fishing the canes and catching fish. So that's Venice Marina. Let me get over here. Freshwater, and look, these are all I got, but the people call in, or I call them. I didn't get a whole lot of freshwater reports. I guess people, they hunting or whatever, but they work and they still standing. They're still catching fish. At Toledo Bend had another lunker come in. They send that picture, and it's on their website. They give you the lake stages and everything, so you go to their website and see. I didn't get no first-hand reports from sac-a-lait, but the report they still catching sac-a-lait or crappie in a 12-foot, anywhere between 12 and 24 foot. No report from the marsh and spillway. Now, I know that people are probably fishing, they're getting ready for tournaments. Most of the time, these tournaments cut back during the Christmas holiday, so they'll probably be, at the end of the month, we ought to have some more reports from them. I heard some people, the spillway is low, they run in. When they can find clear water, they're catching a few small fish. They're not catching those big fish, which you usually catch in the spillway in February and March. Pre-spawn, get ready. And it's also down in the marsh and Lake Verret area. If you ever been to St. Bernard Parish, or you toured all the homes and plantations, and they got one thing we visited, Louisiana Outdoor Writers, we visited a couple of times in the Les Angeles in St. Bernard, where they do the Battle of New Orleans, and they do all the other things, and you got all these Cajun houses. But if you go in there, there's a picture of Miss Benz on her wedding day. And she has contributed so much time and money, not only coming from the Delacroix Corporation, but as her years as a teacher and her and the different families started school. So I'm not going to get in too deep. It'll all be in her obituary. If you go back and look, the things that she had done. Mike and them had told me about it. I see her at all the Ducks Unlimited places she's always. I see the picture of her duck hunting with her boys and her girls and her grandkids. I mean, she was the epitome of the Southern lady, the legend, the matriarch of the Delacroix Corporation, and her whole family on both sides. So all my prayers are with you, Mike. Thank you for introduce me to her and that I got to know her and talk to her. Now, before we go off the air, I had Mark and Andre to put this together. These are some items. This is one of the most important right here. This right here is a vent tube. The new rule says any reef fish, when they come up from the depth, they have to be vented and put back. You know what that is? When they swell up, you vent their stomach, it releases the gas, and they live to fight again. So that's very important. That's a new rule of wildlife and fishery. Find out more information on wildlife and fishery. These things are here for all the good people with the braided line now. These are hang on your pants. Look, they got these right here, unbelievable, little snips you can use. Good pair of pliers. Also, they got a cutter on these that also cut braided line, and not just monofilament. Got good grip, rust resistance, got a thing on it, sit on your side, can't beat it. And this is what I used to use all the time. I don't know why I got off. But these are snaps. I'm going to take some pictures. They're different kind, different brands. This is no swivel. These are snap, locking snaps. I always use them. I keep them on my rod. I have to change lines sometimes. But on crankbaits, even with the split ring, jerk baits, topwater baits, it's just something about this that makes them work better. It must make a little noise too, but I've always used them. Lately I've been in a hurry, I've been tying them direct. I think it makes a difference. But they got this, you got snap, you got weights, you got jig heads, you got anything you want to put in there. Ain't got but 5 days. You're watching Paradise, Louisiana from Superior Bait and Tackle. God bless Louisiana. Thank you, Jesus. Jesus is the reason for the season.
Paradise, Louisiana is also brought to you by Baton Rouge Coca-Cola Bottling Company, Venice Car Wash and Oil Change, CCA Louisiana, and the CCA Louisiana Star Tournament, IMCO, and by Farm Bureau Insurance.